Sachin and Mohit once maintained systems that watched governments. Now, the channels were silent, the systems were dark, and the two engineers were arguing with a horse. Sachin said, "I am not arguing. I am establishing expectations." Mohit replied, "The horse has already established his." The horse snorted. "Yes," Sachin said. "He has." Welcome to Human After AI. I'm Mandrake Jubilee, your host. This is my show, speculative stories about people, power, intelligence, and the systems shaping all three. Most of those systems are like wiring behind a wall. We rarely notice them until every switch stops working. This is 2028. Signal number 1, Fortune in the Ashes. Before the lights went out, Sachin and Mohit worked for the CSE, Canada's Signals Intelligence Agency, with some of the most sophisticated intelligence systems in the world. They had been engineers, analysts, consultants, and spies, depending upon who was asking. They knew how to keep data moving. They knew how to find patterns inside noise. They knew how to remain unnoticed. And they knew how to do whatever the problem required. Then, the screens went black. Their credentials became pieces of plastic. Their titles became memories. The encrypted networks, institutions, and command structures that once gave their work meaning simply stopped answering. Now, they had two horses. A road leading north toward Ottawa, whatever food they could carry, and each other. It was their first cold evening after leaving Boston. The horses were tethered just beyond the firelight. Sachin sat beside a dented pot, watching its contents refuse to become dinner. Mohit said, "You added too little water." Sachin replied, "Water is now a strategic resource." "So is edible food," Mohit said. "You are welcome to take command of the kitchen." No. Leadership must learn from consequence. Sachin looked into the pot. Then he looked at Mohit. "You have become very philosophical since the world ended." "I have become hungry." For a moment, they laughed. Not because anything was funny, because laughter was something the darkness had not taken. The fire settled. Somewhere beyond the horses, an animal moved through the brush. Both men heard it. Both looked toward the sound. You always assume bureaucracy will survive. It is the most durable human technology. Mohit smiled, then looked into the fire. He placed his hands inside his pockets against the cold. His right hand closed around a disc of metal colder than the night. He had found it in the dirt at the farm while they were cleaning up after the attack. Dark gold, untouched by weather. Symbols cut into its surface as cleanly as though they had been made that morning. He had carried it without telling Sachin. Sachin noticed. "Mohit, what are you doing with your hand?" "Nothing." "That is a very active nothing." "At the farm, I found something." "What did you find?" "A coin." "You have been hiding money from me?" "If money still worked, perhaps." "Show me." Mohit removed the coin slowly and extended it across the fire. The humor left Sachin's face. He leaned closer. But he did not take it. "Oh, Mohit," Sachin said. "Does anyone know you have this?" No, although Hank at the farm gave me a strange look when we said goodbye. Why did you not tell me? I am telling you now. That is not a complete answer. It is the only answer I have. The fire moved across the coin's dark surface. Sachin had handled secrets for institutions and for men who expected their orders to outlast institutions. Still, he did not touch it. I knew the markings. They were Etruscan, from ancient Italy. I knew the sentence before the firelight reached every line. I am fortune, gift of the heavens. Sachin and Mohit did not know what the object had touched before Mohit's hand. They did not know that coins like it had appeared in other lives, in other centuries. And I will not tell you tonight whether it grants fortune or whether it acts like a thumb on the scale of desire, too slight to command a choice, but enough to tip one possibility above another. Perhaps it simply reveals a direction already present in the person who carries it. Because the coin is not the most important thing in this scene. The two men are. A bank account could no longer buy a meal from a closed store. A title could not summon a working network. An employer could not reach them, direct them, reward them, or protect them. Much of the power they once appeared to possess had lived in systems outside them. But observation traveled. Practice traveled. Tenacity traveled. Mohit's steadiness traveled. Sachin's quick attention traveled. Their loyalty, humor, and habit of solving the next problem traveled. The systems disappeared. Those capacities remained available. Mohit asked, "What do you think the symbols mean?" Sachin said, "They mean you should stop picking things up from battlefields." That is not a translation. It is practical guidance. You do not know. No. And I dislike not knowing. Then we keep it until we do. We do everything together. Sachin considered this. Then he nodded toward the horses. That is the first sensible thing you have said since you chose them. You chose the horses. Then we are both in trouble. By morning, they would continue toward Ottawa, carrying less than either had owned a year before. And perhaps more than either understood. That is the question inside 2028. When the systems disappear, what in you remains? Follow the single link in the episode notes to join the 2028 signal list and choose the path you would follow next. Sachin and Mohit and the coin? Or the first morning the world went silent? One link, one choice. Your response will determine what we test next. I am Mandrake Jubilee. This has been a 2028 signal from Human After AI. What you just heard isn't a prediction. It's a pattern. Systems don't fail all at once. They accumulate momentum. And by the time the consequences are visible, the system is usually doing exactly what it was designed to do. The question isn't whether the system is intelligent. It's whether the humans inside it notice when balance is already gone. The content you have been listening to is based on the original fiction by Hank M. Green, available on Amazon. Technical assistance provided by Grayson Mignot. Music generated with Google Lyria 3. Transparency is our protocol. This script was developed in collaboration with Google Gemini and refined by human hands.
The voices for Mandrake and Julian were generated using Google AI Studio and stitched together in CapCut. Thank you for listening, and stay unpredictable. This is Human After AI. All content is copyright 2026.